We're trying to get more information. Here's a video.
Now why he kicking her? He mean that lady like that? Why is he punching her? Doing that? What the f*** her? No. And nobody backing up. Now you ground. You don't kill her. Kicking that girl. That's bad. And she just got out the room right there, sit down. That's bad.
So sad. Put up a screenshot of this attack. According to WSCO-TV, police in Charlotte, North Carolina, alleged the woman seen being struck multiple times by a Charlotte Mecklenburg officer in this viral video was resisting arrest. Now, you have so many human beings on top of the body. It is hard for me to imagine that you need to take your fist and punch anybody to gain compliance. The incident occurred on the afternoon of Monday, November 13th, near a Bojangles, and the woman, later identified as Christina, is an employee of the fast food restaurant. The video taken by bystanders shows multiple cops surrounding the woman while she was on the ground, and one cop appears to strike her multiple times. Eyewitnesses on the scene posed the question, why is she being punched? And told the officers to get off her. Seconds later, she was escorted into the police vehicle. When officers approached Christina Pierre and Anthony Lee, who was smoking marijuana, they alleged that she hit one of the officers, per the outlet citing a police report. And when they attempted to take her into custody, she was not allowing officers to arrest her. The police said officers ordered her to stop resisting multiple times before the officer struck her 7 times with knee strike and 10 closed fist strikes. Okay. This was to the peroneal nerve in the thigh to try to gain compliance, according to the report. Put up the individuals on the Leah's on the right, who was with her, was also arrested and reportedly charged with possession of marijuana, carrying a concealed weapon, and resisting, obstructing, and delay. Christina Pierre on the left has similar charges, including assault on a government official. Her mugshot shows bruises on her face. The video sparked outrage online, obviously, prompting the police chief, Johnny Jennings, to release a statement. So here's what old Johnny said. I never want to see an officer, much less one of my own, involved in a situation like this. Our officers are trained to engage and interact with people and manage situations to the best of their abilities based on the training they receive. When individuals physically assault officers and refuse to comply with police, and when they resist arrest, officers must physically engage with them to safely take them into custody. I didn't see anything safe about what happened to the person you're supposed to safely take into custody. Now, Chief, we all know what happened here. You have an individual who may have become adversarial to police interaction. Possibly some physicality took place, but you know, no cop has to punch another human being while that many officers are holding them down. That is called revenge. That is called retaliation. That is called illegal. Jennings said that he wants to release the body camera footage, but has to file a petition with the court before it could be made public per state law. Bojangles reportedly said it would cooperate with law enforcement on this case. and that Pierre and the man are still employees at the restaurant. They have not been fired by the restaurant. Once again, here we go. So they want us to ignore what we see. They want us to ignore what we see, abandon common sense. If these are not cops, I want you to take this out of the cop arena. Let's just say you got 4 or 5 people on top of one other individual. That individual is a woman. They're saying, well, we're trying to make sure we can safely apprehend this person for doing something wrong. That many human bodies on top of one woman, and all of a sudden a man comes with fist and knees while the person is on the ground. And every other human body that's covering her obstructs the view of anyone watching, so you cannot see anything. Do you believe the narrative would be the same? Would people say, well, this had to happen because of they were trying to make sure she was safe and they could safely apprehend the individual? Of course not. The narrative only gets confusing to some when blue uniforms are being worn. Outside of that, we all would say universally, that is not the way you treat a human being. All right. Yasmin, thoughts?
You know what's crazy to me is every time I'm on your show, it seems like we have a story like this to cover. But otherwise, I feel like I don't hear about these stories enough. There's very little news coverage of these stories in mainstream media, I feel like. There's little outrage on social media, at least among the accounts that I follow. It's absurd how all of this has become so normalized. It's almost become formulaic, right? The incident occurs, it gets a little attention, the chief releases some kind of statement, and then that's it. And this is just one story of so many, but that woman has been traumatized, right? She'll have to deal with that trauma, not to mention all of the physical injuries that I'm sure she sustained, probably for the rest of her life.
Yeah, that's right. All right. We shall see what happens in the development of this story. Marijuana? Come on, man.